Hi everyone and welcome to today's Drama Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Before I start, if you don't follow us on Twitter, I kind of want you to be part of this journey. So I have a quick thing to tell you. So my time hop let me know that 5 years ago, I tweeted, so yeah, YouTube channel just hit over 4,000 upload views in like 2 months. This is awesome. And so that was kind of amazing to me. 5 years ago. But to give you today's numbers, because I don't know if you're able to see this, we are over 401,000 upload views now. And I just wanted to thank all of you for that, because that's literally all you. And I'm just really honored and humbled, to be quite honest with you, that 5 years later we're looking at almost 500,000 upload views, which I can't really fathom that either. And also, all of you are from all over the world, and the farthest I've ever gone is California, and I've never even been out of the country. So it's just kind of amazing to me that in a way I've traveled, I've been everywhere, except I haven't, but my face has. So again, I just want to thank all of you, because you make my heart melt into a million pieces. And okay, so I think that's enough sentimentality for now, and let's get right to today's recap. So, the custody battle. Charlotte hugs Valentine like she loves Valentine, which does not work well for Griffin and Anna. And she even whispers something to him, not in English, because then he's like, oh no, tell them what you just told me in English. And she asks if he's taking her home, or at least that's what he says she asks. So, but I kind of believe it, that's what she asked. So the judge talks to her, and she remembers living with Valentine, and she loves him. So obviously this wasn't just a fly-by-night relationship that Claudette had. There was a real relationship there that she neglected to tell anyone about. Well, I know she said she got involved with a guy, but I don't know. I'm feeling like it was a little more than just getting involved. So Anna has another file, a deep background check from Interpol and the WSB. No charges have stuck, though. And up until a few years ago, he didn't even exist. Not even his alias, Theo Hart. And they fear he will disappear with Charlotte. And the judge would like to review and deliberate in private. So Griffin tells Anna a nice save. And Valentine doesn't seem too shook up, though. And I don't blame him, to be quite honest with you. So Claudette gets brought up in the hallway. Valentine hints that no one will ever hear from Claudette again. Definitely doesn't sound ominous at all. And this really bothers Griffin, because Claudette really did mean something to him, even though, all of us, they haven't really shown us any, redeeming qualities of Claudette. So we can't even, really see why someone would be so invested in her emotionally. But yes, she meant a lot to Griffin for whatever reason. And he winds up punching Valentine in front of the judge. So that's not good. So basically Valentine pulled an Ava, getting him to have an outburst in front of the judge. So the judge made a decision, and she doesn't condone violence. But what happened in the hallway has no bearing on her decision. She's not going to take Charlotte from... Wait, I wrote this weird. Basically, Valentine gets full custody. So Griffin isn't happy, obviously. Valentine must stay in New York, though, and he was planning to anyway. And Griffin he's able to say goodbye. So he tells her he'll always be there for her, and they hug. And then Anna and Valentine have a really tense moment, and we'll get back to that at the end of this. So at the Metro Court, Curtis and Julian meet. Julian knows Sonny confessed at his son's funeral, but he was stopped by Jason. So Curtis believes Jason knows more than them. He believes Jason. Oh, Curtis believes... I don't know what I was trying to say there. But I can't think. But basically, Curtis thinks Jason's being sincere and knows more than they do, which is why he stopped Sonny. And then Julian steps away to take a call. So then Curtis sees Diane. He pays for her breakfast, and he wants to know more about Sonny. And I was like, dude, what world do you live in where she's going to tell you about Sonny? You know, why did Sunny stop his confession all of a sudden? And she won't say anything. Well, she says like, oh, well, he must have taken my advice. Haha, guys, don't say anything. But she won't say anything, especially because he works for Julian. And then she leaves. So Curtis tells Julian about Oscar Jessup. And Julian is like, you know what? I'm done. You're fired. Oh, nope. So at General Hospital, Sam had a checkup. Franco is looking at Tom Baker's article on the work computer, and it freezes, and he's like, what's the whole internet down? It's trivial, but then it kind of comes up in the end, and I was like, did that have something to do with anything? So Franco approaches Sam. Don't know why he'd do this. She doesn't want anything to do with him, obviously. He apologizes for what happened in Hawaii. Oh, sorry. And there's no excuse for it at all. He really does seem genuinely sorry, but again, that doesn't really erase what he did. And he's sorry for what he took away from her, and she tells him to go to hell. Don't blame her, to be quite honest with you. So Sam is skeptical. He says something's happened in his life, and he doesn't want to be that guy. And Sam says he'll never be a better person. He's sick, and he is who he is. So you don't realize this, but I just paused the video so I could like have a really good yawn, so I wouldn't yawn. And I did that play like slapping yourself, except I did it like harder than I realized, and I actually slapped myself in the face. So I did that for you. Anyway, at Carly's place, where we slap ourselves in the face, Jax makes waffles. Jocelyn misses Morgan. She knows about the Sunny confession, and Jocelyn is worried about Carly going back to Sunny. And Carly comes in. She has waffles. Well, she eats them. Not like she brought her own waffles. That's just weird. And Jax made them from scratch. I'm jealous, even though I don't eat waffles. And he says he'll do pancakes tomorrow. And, Jocelyn wants Jax to stay, at least through the holiday. And he can stay as long as they want. He's liquid right now. He has nowhere he needs to be. And Jocelyn wants him to stay at the house, not even at the hotel. So, like Jocelyn, I can't blame her. I pulled this stunt when I was like 6 or 7 or 8 at like this Christmas village type thing that both my parents just happened to bring me to, which was strange because they weren't together, and I tried to do the little matchmaking thing, but yeah, it didn't work. So he can say oh, I already said that. See, this is what happens when you do this late at night. Okay, so he'll stay at the house because it's okay with Carly. Jocelyn is going to finish her book report so she can spend time with them over the weekend. So Carly and Jax get nostalgic. She actually laughs, like a really good laugh. And they talk about Morgan. Carly doesn't know how to get through this, but maybe they can try together. And Jocelyn sees them get close. And I was like, oh, well, see, Jocelyn has more to work with here. So she asked if she can read them some questions from her book report and get some feedback. And I was like, girl, I see you. It's from Pride and Prejudice. Mr. Darcy, Elizabeth, first impressions, being themselves around each other. How, they just all the love and everything. And Jax and Carly are like, we see you. At the jail. Sunny's in jail still. Carly's there. Is she, though? She has an urn, and she opens it, and it's a dream, like a really bad dream. And Jason is there for realsies, though. So Jason found someone to back up that the bomb had nothing to do with Sunny, probably the person who not planted it, but who was going to do the slip and fall. I forget. So they need to find the real culprit because he's not gonna, be like, oh yeah, see, I was going to commit murder like this. He's not gonna do that. So they need to find the real guy who did it. Obviously. So Sunny asks why. Why fight? Morgan's still dead. He's not coming back. Well, your life, that's the reason. And maybe the fact that you have 4 other kids and throwing away your life isn't the answer. And in what world does that make sense for you to go to jail for a crime you didn't commit? I'm having Michael and Claudia flashbacks all of a sudden. So, this isn't what Morgan would want either. So, Jason runs the Oscar Jessup name by him. He remembers that name from his time with Sully, and apparently that guy did a lot of work with the Jeromes, which Misha was like, wait, he used to work with the Jeromes? What could that mean? What could that mean? So Diane, where am I? I don't know. Diane comes by and she's confident. Sunny's deep in thought though, and he's not. Oh, he's determined to. Wait, what? What did I write? Basically, he's not going to plead guilty anymore. That's what I was trying to say. I got all fancy with my words and made no sense, right, Misha? That's like the third time I've done that this video. And it went to the beginning because of Misha. Okay, so at Kelly's, what are you doing? At Kelly's, Tom Baker approaches Elizabeth. He wants to discuss something. Ah, yes! That's what you do. That's rational human being behavior. And she pulls out mace, like any sane human being. And he seems like genuinely surprised. He's like, whoa, whoa, I'm not going to hurt you. And he asks her to put it away. And then she kind of does. But I feel like not really, you know, I feel like she still has it on him. So he has to choose his words carefully because, you know, legalities. He doesn't want to accidentally admit to something that he just happened to get away from. So he's sorry if he did anything to hurt her. I've heard so many non-apologies the last 2 weeks. So, like, I can spot a non-apology from, like, 3 miles away. And I know why he's doing a non-apology, but, like, still. So, she doesn't blame Franco for going after him. And he's like, oh, well, what about trying to choke me to death? Well, she didn't hear that part, and he has the bruises to prove it, and tells her the whole sordid ordeal. Who am I? It was like a vocabulary word in like 9th grade or something, and it's just stuck with me. Probably because it's from The Lion King too. Anyway, so he will go to the police if Franco goes near him again, and he says he's not a threat to her, and she's like, no, you'll always be a threat to me. Which, yeah, you don't get to decide when you're not a threat to someone. That's not how it works. So Jason and Sam have breakfast at Kelly's, and she talks about her conversation with Franco and, you know, how he apologized for what happened in Hawaii and truly regrets it, but she doesn't care, and she feels like he's using her to ease his own conscience. And then Spinelli's on the case for this Oscar Jessup fellow, and he calls Sam and has some information. Back at General Hospital, were we even at General Hospital? I don't think we were. Yes, we were. Okay, back at General Hospital, Liz asks Franco if he tried to choke Tom Baker, and he's like, well, and she's not happy. She feels he lied again, this time by omission, which I know some people think that's a lie, some people don't think that's a lie. You know, we all have our own opinions on that. It depends who did it, to be quite honest with you. Like, let's be real. If it's someone you really, really like, are you really gonna, have, I can't think of the words. Like, some people you just want to find an excuse to be like, hey, I knew I didn't like you. But some people you're like, oh, you can slide. I mean, let's be realistic here. We all know we do it. Not me, though. Just kidding. Right, Justice? Right. Where am I? Okay, so this makes her question whether they'll work together as a couple. He's not sorry. He doesn't like to see her scared. So she tells him that Tom Baker told her, and she's afraid of him taking Franco away from her, and he has to let this go, and he's not happy that Tom Baker approached her. Neither am I, to be quite honest with you. So that ends scene. So Anna is determined against Valentine, and he says something in Latin that apparently translates to open your eyes, and she seems to recognize that from somewhere, and even was like, I never thought I'd hear that from him, and I was like, what does that mean? Tell me, and I can't wait all weekend. Sam's words haunt Franco about how he can't change. Franco asked the IT guy if he's able to hack into the cloud and track someone's cell phone, because the IT guy was like, oh, you're not crazy, the internet really did go down, and that seemed to inspire Franco to ask him to do this, and I'm not quite sure the connection there. Carly and JAX see through Jocelyn's matchmaking attempts. Then after she leaves, they talk about them. The times they shared together were some of the happiest times for both of them, and she wishes she would have fought harder for them, and then they kiss. So basically, when she used to fall back with Sonny, with like Michael getting sent to prison and stuff like that, now she's doing the opposite and winding up with JAX. And I'm not hating that, to be quite honest with you. I caught like the tail end of their relationship when I started watching like religiously. So again, not hating it. Sunny's going to let Diane do her Diane thing, and I feel for some reason that scene just kind of brought back the Lion King. I don't know why I'm having so many Lion King moments today, but like when Simba decides he's gonna go back to Pride Rock and like fight for it, like for some reason that whole scene like reminded me of that scene, and I'm like, what is happening to me? Like I really wrote definite Lion King vibe. I don't know if you can see that, but I wrote that. Spinelli tells Jason and Sam that Oscar Jessup has been dead since 1990. So, before I was even born, he's been dead. So what's that? 26 years ago, because I'm 24. Julian wanted Sunny in prison, and so he pays Curtis for the 2 weeks. So basically, Curtis wrecked his own life, his own relationship, his own pretty much chances of getting back on the force for Julian, and Julian just threw him away. But don't tune out yet, because I have information for you that you didn't have, and you're gonna be like, what? You're not gonna believe this, because, okay, so hold on to your hats and your seats. Get ready. Sit down if you're not already sitting. And if you're having coffee or a drink, you put that down, because you're gonna spit it out and ruin your device, whatever you're watching this on. So Julian gets a call, and he says he got rid of Curtis just like he asked. Who's he? And then he says, Jessup, when will enough be enough? I've done everything you've asked for months now. Wait, back up. So many things to think about right now. So Julian has been under this Jessup guy's thumb for months now. Does that mean Julian faked his own car bomb to frame Sunny because of this Jessup guy? Like, that car was always meant to be stolen, but it just kind of got out of control with who stole it. Like, because the intent was Sunny, oh, look, because the same thing would have worked. Oh, look, Sunny tried to kill me. You know what I mean? And could Julian have done what he did to Alexis because of this guy? Like, it would... Okay, so again, I'm just throwing this out there, okay? Just throwing stuff to a wall, seeing if it sticks, right? So to me, it would kind of explain why a man who seemingly loves his wife and still continues to maintain that he loves his wife almost killed her. Like when Ava and Julian turned guns on each other. Like, it's happened before with the Jerome family killing or attempting to kill someone they love to save themselves, although I'm thinking they would have had to have a lot more on Julian, probably his kids, to get him to try to hurt Alexis. Or that could have just been on him, but they're like introducing this now, so what? Basically, what? So, that was a definite surprise to the end of this week. And real fast, before I let you go, I just want to introduce you, in case you're new here, we have some new subscribers, this, that, and the other thing. There is a link to a YouCaring campaign down in the description, very near and dear and close to my heart, to save our farm sanctuary. The deadline is coming up fast, and we have some really good news on the financial front, because things are looking really, really, really great. The donation amount isn't totally updated there because we have a lot of offline donations that have come in the summer, this past fall, and just this past week that we're going to be updating that within the coming weeks, because everything is just kind of happening so fast. But if you feel so inclined this holiday season and want to donate to a worthy cause, I highly recommend that. Again, thank you so much. Some of you already have donated, so thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I'm wrapping my head around all these numbers, and there's just too many numbers. But anyway, thank you. I think I'm good now. I think, have I covered everything? Yeah? Okay. I will see you Monday for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.